don't have an existential crisis over AI just yet. But if you are currently in one, I completely understand. I've been battling with this myself, and I've had that feeling that all the things I've worked so hard on, all the talents that I've worked to build over the years would soon be replaced. And honestly, it's paralyzing. There have been many days where I feel like I'm doing nothing useful and I stop entirely. But I've been thinking about it a lot. And I think that instead of resisting these tools, which, let's be real, are going to be used no matter how we feel about them, whether they're culturally acceptable or not, or ethically acceptable, businesses are still going to be bypassing humans to some degree because it's cheaper. So I've started to wonder how we might reshape our roles as humans. I think this story feels new every time society goes through it, but in reality, it's the same story as other times in history. In the past, I think we've had to grapple with reinventing our value aside machines, and I think we're just doing that again. I just think that every time we go through it, we're leaning in more deeply to what makes us human. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I just think that in this new era, that empathy and emotional presence, community, and even our spirituality will be of the utmost importance. And here's another thought that came to mind that I hope puts you at ease. And it's viewing AI content like GMO food. Can it be made fast in vast quantities? Yes. Is it arguably worse for our environment? For this, I'd read up on Elon's new data center in Memphis. Yes. Will our growing population and desire for that output continue to grow past our ability to meet that demand on a sustainable level? Probably. But does the world also grow more food than it needs to consume? Also, yes. I'm not convinced we need to grow content like a GMO farm through AI. I would love for people to keep their content creation related jobs with big companies, but it's going to keep happening because capitalism is ruthlessly stubborn. That being said, there are organic options that still exist for a reason. Some people eat those fruits and vegetables because they physically feel better. Some buy it because they like supporting local farmers. And some prefer not to ingest pesticides or chemicals for the short-term or long-term side effects. And I truly believe there will be short-term and long-term side effects to AI content too. I believe sooner or later, if we're not already there, parts of our culture will start to align with the values that keep humans employed rather than AI substitutes, even if the perceived product may seem to be just as effective. I think side effects are not totally understood yet. And by side effects, I mean like ethical side effects mostly. And companies that choose to rely heavily on it as a replacement for humans will start to lose connection to their consumers or find themselves in ethical dilemmas that endanger their reputation. So with that said, here's the future I see, starting with a value shift from output to experiences. While recorded music has become more widely available and affordable, people still seek out live performances for that experience and also experiencing that music with other people. There's something about these things that are deeply in our ancestral DNA that I don't think will ever go away. Human work as a form of care. Teaching, coaching, designing, storytelling, therapy, these are fields that aren't just about information. They're about holding space for other people. AI might assist with that, but people will still seek out other people to feel heard and understood. One of my favorite YouTubers, Ali Abdaal, brought up that AI isn't inherently designed for accountability either. Not only is it designed to aid in your confirmation bias, but we're also inclined to be more accountable to people we respect and have built relationships with. Now, I'm not saying that in some future dystopia, these things will be impossible to replicate, but I do believe that even past the sheer ability to replicate, there is something deeper, which brings me to a desire for experience of synergy in business and community. When people are aligned in their purpose, their values, and they're working towards something bigger than themselves, there's something almost magical and even spiritual that starts to take shape. And I would call that synergy. This is also very experience-based and community-based, which isn't something that I believe AI will ever be able to do. So while AI might have the ability to shoot out a bunch of perspectives, it's still in a way a singular thing, singular voice entity. So when we solely rely upon that, I think it harbors isolation rather than community and pure synergistic collaboration, which I think we all crave. Spirituality. I believe that as we continue to grow in our understanding of what makes us human, we will get closer to that spiritual center and normalize the basic need for spiritual connection and community as well. So I'm no expert on AI, but I know that I would have appreciated seeing something like this a couple months earlier before I went down all these rabbit holes. So I hope this helped, and I would love to know what you think about this conversation and just hear what you're thinking going through with this shift in culture and perspective. So I hope this helped, and if you got something out of it and want to see more, please let me know by liking the video and hitting subscribe to see more in the future. And also, here's another video that you might like if you like this one. And stay positive, and until next time, I'll see you later.